Hey guys, this video is all about how to create a more dramatic looking sky using Lightroom, and then also how to recover a sky that you have partially blown out, like this one. So these are some of my favorite tricks and tips that I'm going to share with you. I honestly use these tools when I edit nearly every single session, especially when there's a sky. So, okay, let's get started. I'm going to start by just putting down one of my go-to presets for this image. I'm just going to do a quick edit for the sake of the video. This isn't how I would do a final edit, but it's all right. Okay, so that's good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this graduated filter tool and I'm going to pull it down over the sky just like that. And you can see this was already adjusted, so let me put that back to where it would be to start. Okay, so I'm going to pull that graduated filter tool down over the sky, and you can select this box right here next to show selected mask overlay, and this will actually show you all of the area that you have selected. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, I'm going to pull the exposure down, I'm going to pull the highlights down, I'm going to up this dehaze, maybe the clarity, maybe the saturation, and this is really just kind of playing around and seeing what happens. And this was a really funky sky. This was during those awful Colorado wildfires, and so the sky was really strange. It was hazy and orange, and I might even throw in this magenta because that's honestly, that's what the sky was like. So yeah, great. And okay, as you can see, I'm going to go back here. I selected this tool, you know, it picked up a lot on Mama's hair here. And what you can do with that nice easy fix is go down here to the range mask, click color, select this dropper tool, and you can just click one of the colors. Or what I like to do is I like to grab a selection of the colors. So you just pull down a selection, and you can see that lifted right off of Mama's hair. So that's great. Okay, I like where that one's at, so I'm going to hit done. And then I'm also going to show you how to use this tool right here. This is a radio filter tool. Now you can see the sun is right here behind all those hazy clouds. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tool and I'm going to wrap it around the sun. Oops, it keeps doing that. Let me just set that back to normal. Back to the original. I'll just have to hit new next time. That's how you fix that. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to up the warmth on that. Just really show the viewer that that's where the sun is. And again, just kind of play around with it. See what you like. You know, you don't want it to be too much. You want it to be believable, but everybody has a different preference with how dramatic they like it. Great. Okay, so I like that. That's great. And then let's look at that side by side. So you can see much more dramatic over here. And I think that looks really nice. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to an image where I have almost completely blown out the sky. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw my go-to preset on here. And I'm going to just do a quick edit. This preset that I am working with actually has pretty low highlights, so it did recover some of the sky right away. But depending on what preset you're working with, that might not be the case. So same thing, I'm going to take this graduated filter tool, I'm going to pull it down over the sky. I'm sorry, I need to just hit new on that. Let me just do that. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to pull the exposure down, I'm going to pull the highlights down, I'm going to up this dehaze, clarity, and then maybe some more blue. And you can see that applied to that sweet little one's hair. So I'm going to take the range mask, hit color, hit this dropper tool, and select the colors I want. Okay, and so then it might happen where, you know, the colors that you selected match, let's say, Mama's hair or her hair. And so you'll want to erase some of that. And so you can hit brush go down here, hit erase, and that's it. Just erase it, you know, where if in this case it didn't do that, but okay. All right, so as you can see over here, I've completely blown up the sky. There's no way I can recover that. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to go back, use that radial filter tool again, and just pop in and just up the warmth so that people know that that's where the sun's at. There's not much I could do. And that's pretty good. Okay. Great. Now, let's see what else. How about this? This has just a little bit of sky, very blown out. But I get to use some of these tools even when I don't have a lot of sky. So I'll do my go-to preset, and then I think that looks pretty good. And then I'm just double clicking these to set them back to 0, if you're wondering. And I'm going to take the radial filter tool and I'm just going to put that where the sun is. The sun is coming from this direction. And I'm just going to make it really warm. Just kind of mess around with this, and yeah, so it's great. Done. I like that. Let's look at those. There's a little something over there, right? And then, okay, one more thing I'm going to show you is just another way to brush, well, exactly that. I'm going to brush on this guy instead of using a radial filter tool. So again, I'm going to do my go-to preset. I'm going to bump up this exposure to expose for her skin. So her skin looks good. I think her skin looks good there. And then instead of using the graduated filter, I am going to just brush on, and you can change the size of the brush. I'm just going to brush this guy back on and make it more dramatic. So lower the exposure, lower the highlights, up the saturation, dehaze, and maybe make it a little blue. And I'm not going to be too concerned with how perfect this is. I'm not worried about that because I can just do the same thing, go down to the range mask, hit color, hit the dropper tool, and select the colors I want that to apply to. Great. Okay, well, I hope that helps. In my next video, I'll talk about how to put a sky overlay over a sky that is completely blown out beyond the point of being able to recover it, like this one. So stay tuned and let me know what other videos you'd like to see. I really enjoy doing these, and yeah, hit subscribe and let me know. Thanks, guys.